everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl Siren right here on the Siren Speak Show. Hello, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for coming into the building and giving your girl a big old fat thumbs up. I really, truly appreciate it, okay? Shout out to each and every one of you, and happy whatever day of the week it is that you tune into this video, okay? Because I really, truly appreciate it. Now, listen, y'all, I ain't even gonna come on here fronting with y'all. I did forget yesterday to go live. I forgot, y'all. For whatever reason, I just feel like it just ran over my head. Nothing in my head said, you have to go live today. But I knew I had to go live on Wednesday. But nothing in my mind said, today is Wednesday. At least at the time where I was supposed to go live. Nothing said it then. So please excuse me more. But again, I really appreciate you guys for your patience and all of that stuff, okay? So we were going to talk about the divine feminine energy and stuff like that, really how to maintain your energy, your frequency, how to work on yourself. But I really feel like there are other topics that we should be discussing, especially topics that include relationships. Y'all, okay, y'all have to stop with these relationship questions, but I guess it's something that we have to talk about, right? This is where majority of your questions are, because you are involved with people, and we have to understand that the people we connect with do affect our day-to-day life. They do affect our experience in this world. And some of us are dating some people who are just NPCs, okay? Meaning these are non-playable characters, meaning some people come in your life for a reason, some people come for a season, and some people come for a lifetime, okay? And we have to understand when it comes to relationships, is this relationship for a reason? Is it for a season, which means it may last a couple months, it may last a couple years? Or is it a lifetime, meaning you will experience perhaps 90% of your life lessons with this particular person? I think when it comes to us and when it comes to relationships, we need to be able to distinguish, okay, those relationships that are supposed to be for a lifetime, or the difference between the relationship that we are in. I think a lot of us want to be in a relationship so bad that we tend to lock in to whomever it is that we are with, because we just don't want to, we don't want to deal with nobody else. It's like, I'm already here, we're already in this. Let me just go ahead and, stick with this. That's not good enough. Okay. I just want to let y'all know right then and there that that is not good enough. And that's not a reason to stay in a relationship. Okay. That damn well you no longer need to be in. All right. So when it comes to relationships, we need to be able to recognize, you guys, those relations, or the time or the type of relationship that we are in. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull up this dang on. And please excuse me, always having to with my nose, honey. Okay. I know y'all like Siren. Oh my God. It's the makeup, y'all. It does something to me. It's the makeup. Okay. It really, truly does. It messes with me. I don't know why, but I put it on, which makeup is not the best. Okay. But it is necessary sometimes, and I have fun with it. All right. All right, so we got that right on together. So let's go ahead and discuss these relationships, okay? Let's discuss how to recognize the type of relationship that you should be in. And I'm going to tell you that there is work, okay? There is work that you should be doing where you should know how to read the room, okay? You should know what your next relationship is, who your next relationship is, and why your next relationship is. Why should you know these things? Because if you are doing the work on yourself, meaning you're getting your consultations, okay, or you are dealing with some other, form or person with spiritual background to assist you. I don't know how it is you're doing it, but for as long as you're doing your shadow work will definitely educate you on who it is that's coming next. For those of you who work very closely with me, I always say, there's a girl coming in your future, or there's a guy coming in your future. This is this person's zodiac. Okay, you're going to have to deal with this energy, and this is why. So a lot of people who work personally with me, they tend to have a better understanding of the type of relationships, okay, that they are in and why they are in those relationships. And when it's time for those relationships to be over and done with, they don't have a problem moving on. They're like, hey, I guess this is over. It's done with, I don't learn. Oh, I get it. Because you will understand when you do the work, everybody who come into your life, if they're not an NPC, which that is a person who, we're going to talk about how to recognize an NPC, because some of y'all need to know what an NPC is, how to recognize it. An NPC for the letters is a non-playable character, okay? And with these NPCs, you guys, these people, they are the type, okay, when you play a video game, okay, and you have what is this? You have your avatar in the video game, but then there are other players around you, but you don't engage with them. They're just there to kind of fill up, okay, the experience. These non-player characters can come in your life as friends, besties. They can come in your life as, co-workers. They can come in your life as supervisors, neighbors, even family members can be non-player characters, okay? These are people who just do not go with, like, they didn't come here to graduate. You know how when you go to school and you got those kids who come to learn and to graduate, but then you got those kids who don't care. They only there for the lunch, or they there to just have fun. They don't care to learn. That's what it is like. These non-player characters, they're not on a mission, y'all. They're just not on a mission the way you are. And when they come in your life, they can keep you stuck. They can keep you stagnant. You will be with these non-player characters, and it's just like, you just feel like everything is just like this. It's just blah. Everything you try to do, every time you tell them your like goals, you be like, oh, well, babe, guess what? I'm finna do this, or babe, I'm finna do that. Next thing you know, you guys, it's like this just fall through. Nothing happens. Nothing plays itself out. These non-player characters, they really don't support you. They spectate. So when you tell them your plans, and let's say you're an event planner, and you're like, hey, guess what? I got an event. I booked a gig. I got an event. I'm going to go this weekend, and I'm going to, set it up and everything. And they're like, all right, I got you. I'm going to come with you. They're spectators. They're just really coming to watch, okay, and see you do all of the work. They really don't have the energy or the ashe to help you to grow, like to help you to build your business or bring clientele. And what you'll notice is when you get ready to, you all hyped up for this gig that you got, and you done told him, and now the people call and cancel. Okay, so it's just like, dang, I was all hyped up and, I got all of this stuff. And a lot of us, we be so in love that we don't even recognize, okay? We don't even recognize that this is happening to us all the time. Everything that we try to do, it just tends to fall through, or we have to work so hard to get just a little bit of nothing, So when we're dealing with these non-player characters, you guys, a lot of you, they may be a non-player character for you, but they could be a karmic partner for somebody else. That's why it is important for you to know who you're supposed to date. You're supposed to know the zodiac of the person you're supposed to date next. You're supposed to know the life lesson, okay, connected to that relationship. Some people come for a reason. Some people come for a season, and some people come for a lifetime. If you got somebody who coming into your life for a reason, and you trying to hold on to them for a lifetime, you may experience a lot of critical moments in that connection, okay? You may experience a lifetime of critical moments. If you were supposed to have let this person go, and you were supposed to have moved on way beyond this person a while ago, and you're still trying to hold on to them. So you have people who come into your life for a reason, right? Let me give you an example of somebody who come into your life for a reason. And I always give you guys example based off of my personal experience, okay? So years ago, okay, make this real quick. I was, who was I dating at the time? I think I was dating Bay, okay? Me and my husband were probably together. The twins were not born or thought of at this time. Like, this is how early in our relationship it was. And I remember he and we had a disagreement. So we weren't really speaking for like a couple days, like about 2 or 3 days, right? We were speaking, but it was very blunt and straight to the point, I'd be like, look, I'm hungry. And he'd be like, well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You got everything to do with that. I need some money. Give me something to eat. And he would talk all smack, but he would definitely give me something to eat, right? But anywho, I remember running into this guy, right? So Bay and I, we're like, on crazy terms right now. And there's this guy who, how do I run into him? Y'all, it's so weird. I don't even know. I think I was at the gas station or something. I went to the gas station to get something and I ran into him there. And this guy introduces himself to me and, we talk and everything. We have a great conversation. And, back then when you met a guy who worked on the docks, back then that's all I used to meet was these longshoremen. It was just a thing, back in the day. You had your longshoreman, you had you a man with that coin, right? So anywho, thank y'all for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Hey, Terrence. Hey, everybody. If you're in the building, say hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. So this guy, he introduces himself to me and then, we exchange phone numbers, right? We didn't exchange phone numbers. He gave me his number because back then I wasn't in the business of giving people my number because I would either give you the wrong phone number or if you gave me your phone number, I may or may not call you. You know what I'm saying? So I never gave him my phone number. So anywho, he gives me his phone number and he's like, he writes it down on a piece of paper and he's like, all right, call me. And it was something that happened that night. I think I was at the gas station. This guy comes out and, I'm sitting there because I don't pump gas. For those of you who know, I don't like to pump gas, put it that way. I'm sitting in my car and I need some gas at this point and I don't want to go in the gas station. So I'm kind of like sitting at the gas station at this point. And this guy comes, he fills my tank up. He actually pumps the gas, fills my tank up with gas because he walked past me as I was sitting in my car. I'm like, where were we? He walked past me and then he's like, why are you still sitting here? I guess he went in the gas station, came back out. I was still just sitting there. And I'm like, I don't want to pump this gas. And he was like, what you mean? And just anyway, he ended up pumping my gas. And then after that, we sat out there and we talked, for a little bit. And he gave me his phone number. And you guys, let me tell you, this guy, after we talked, I knew he was kind of financially stable. You know how back then you could kind of tell the financially stable guys, when you meet them. Had a nice vehicle. He was, not well dressed, but he was definitely kept. You know what I'm saying? So now I get home the next day. Well, I didn't get home the next day, but I get home and everything. And the next day, I'm like, I don't know if I should call this guy or not. Y'all, I know for a fact I put this dude's phone number in my cup holder. That phone number, I haven't found that phone number to this day. To this day. I mean, our conversation was so good, right? He was a great guy. And it's just I just never could find this guy's phone number. And I was always like, what happened to the phone number? Like, I could never figure out. So that guy came into my life for a reason. I needed some gas, and I'm not saying that was a reason, but I needed some gas, and we had a great conversation. Like, I can't recall exactly everything we talked about, but we had a really good conversation. And at that time, I was kind of, bothered because me and Bae were on our little rough patch at that time. And he just like reminded me of how much that I was in love with Bae. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was just, I'm like, dang, like, because I could have probably, been with him, but I'm like, it was just meant for me to be with Bae. You know what I'm saying? It was just meant for me to be with Bae. So some of us would get angry and be frustrated and really try to, oh, well, what happened? Like thinking too much into it. That guy just came into my life for a reason. He came to fulfill a need that I had at that time, not just for gas, but for that mental stimulation, for that healthy conversation that we had. You know what I'm saying? And then he was able to move on. You got to be okay with letting people go. When it don't work out, let it go. Don't hold on to anything past the expiration date. When is the expiration date, Siren? When you fill it up in here? When it no longer feels good? When you get agitated, when you aggravated, when you just don't feel optimistic about your relationship. One thing about me, when it comes to relationships, I know that there are ups and there are downs in every relationship. But I know I deserve love. So when it comes to my relationship, I'm like, if I'm not getting the love that I know I deserve, I'm out. Point blank and period. Like, I want what I want. That's it. I'm the main character in this relationship when it comes to emotions. That's the emotions you should be concerned about is yours. Do you feel love? Do you feel like you're in love? If you're no longer in love with this person, go. Stop torturing yourself. Go. And I know it's easier said than done because sometimes it's like, Siren, listen. Girl, I ain't finna go back to my mama's house. I don't care what you say, Siren. I'm gonna just stay on over here with Tyrone and just deal with this mess, honey, because I ain't going to my mama's house and I don't feel like, I understand, but it comes to self-love. This is when a lot of us have to understand, do we love ourselves or do we not love ourselves? Do you not love yourself to the point where you would keep yourself in an unhealthy relationship, in an unhealthy attachment to somebody that you're not vibing with? You deserve more than that. You know what I'm saying? You deserve way better than that. So we have to make sure that we understand when somebody is in your life for a season. Sometimes they may come just for 2-3 months. Don't feel like something wrong with you. That's all you needed them for. Don't ever feel like, oh, something is wrong with me because I can't hold on to a person, or I can't hold on to a relationship, or maybe I just keep finding all the wrong ones because you keep choosing all the wrong ones. It's your decision. It's always your decision. You have to give yourself back the power. It's your decision as to who it is that you're with, who it is you're going to be with, who it is that's in your face, who it is that you laying up with, especially. Now, speaking of laying up, child, Siren do not like to be in between y'all sheets, but honey, I got a little word, okay? Laying up, honey, with anybody, you guys, we got to be more selective as to who it is that we are intimate with, because people got issues nowadays. And I told y'all, okay, y'all may want to consider some celibacy sometime in 2026, 2027, because a lot of our major issues are going to be coming to the forefront. They have already started, put it that way. Okay, this is why we're seeing people like the celebrities, okay? We're seeing a lot of them come crumbling down because they have been refusing to address, okay, all of their inner issues. The same stuff gonna happen to y'all. Y'all just not famous for the world to know and for the world to see. But we are all going through a death and a rebirth. Okay. And this death can be comfortable or uncomfortable, but it's something about you can't take to this next version of you. A lot of you want to be a higher version of yourself. Okay. You can't be a higher version of yourself if you're still twiddling and dabbling in the lower things that you do. When it comes to being intimate, y'all, listen. Y'all gonna have to make sure that you're giving it to or you're being intimate with the right people. People have energies connected to them, and this is where spiritually transmitted diseases come in. Spiritually, y'all. See, a lot of us, we only think about STDs in the traditional form, okay? But there are also spiritually transmitted dis-ease. Now, these diseases are not like, chlamydia, gonorrhea. It's not that type of stuff. It's when a person can vibrate so low and they have unhealed, let's say, daddy trauma. And now you become intimate with this person. And that's child, when you are intimate with somebody who their daddy been missing, okay? That's a crazy one because those type of people are going to affect your finances. I'm telling you now, those type of people with those type of energies, it comes from an energy of instability. It comes from an energy of not building, but falling. You know what I'm saying? Things are unstable. The ground is shaky. The income is here one moment and not the next. It's very shaky. It's very all over the place. So when it comes to you being intimate with people, okay, you have to understand that now the act of intimacy is a contract between the two of you where you're saying, okay, I'm going to give you my energy and you're going to give me yours. We're going to marry our energies. Okay, so I'm going to take on all your problems and you're going to take on all my problems. Now, is that something y'all really want to do? So you got to understand, when you start laying up with somebody, you're in an agreement with that person that whatever demons they dealing with, you're saying, okay, I will take them on too. You're saying, hey, not a problem. We're just going to, we're going to thug this thing out. So this is why it is important that you tend to look for people who are probably not as healed as you, because not everybody is going to be as healed as you, but somebody who is at least experiencing some sort of a healing journey. They need to be doing some type of work, okay, to where it's like, all right, cool. I know this person is at least working on themselves. Y'all listen, 2026, 2027. Remember, it's what you're looking at. So with all of us who are seeing all of these major people fall, that is what's being mirrored back to us. In some way, shape, or form, where you put yourself on a pedestal at in your life, you're going to fall. Because there was faulty wiring in that area of your life, and you have to fix it. We are going to have to focus on all of our own faults. Okay, we're going to have to focus on all of our own bad choices. We're going to have to focus on our ego. We're going to have to focus on healing a lot of that stuff in order to move forward into this new society that is being birthed right now. Okay, if you vibrate low, you're going to attract low vibrational NPCs. Okay. These people are going to come into your life as friends, lovers. They're going to portray that they love you, they care for you, but they're going to drain every ounce of your energy out of your little body. They out there. These NPCs nowadays, you guys, they don't even it's like no shame in them. How would you notice if you're dating an NPC? They drink. They're not the best eaters. Okay, they have like no healthy social skills, and sometimes now I'm gonna let you know, because I've discovered a new breed of NPCs. Oh my word, this new breed of NPCs have begun to mimic you. So remember back in the day when we used to date NPCs, it would be like a dude who smoked, he drink a lot, he stay at home, he drive your car, he ain't really got no job, but he drop you off to work and drive your car all day. That was the NPCs that we had back in the day. Nowadays, these NPCs, some of them try to act like they are conscious and stuff. Like these NPCs are now mimicking the healthy human. The NPCs have been upgraded. They have been rebooted to this new energy now, okay? Because those were the old ways. The NPCs were just like, they were not into learning anything new. They stick to, only thing they do is whatever's on TikTok, okay? Whatever's trending, that's what it is. They are always on whatever is trending. If you ask them something about history, they know nothing of it. If you ask them something about you, they probably know nothing of it. They're just really not into what we would call a regular, smegular, jugular life, okay? But these new NPCs, y'all, okay, these new NPCs are out here. They're smarter. They know how to tap into your energy and say exactly what you need to hear. There's this new connection that we have, because before it had to be a physical connection where we're intimate with one another. I'm kissing you, you're kissing me. It had to be that type of connection. Oh, no. These NPCs nowadays, you guys, they can tap in without tapping on. They can tap into you by your damn profile. See, before they even get to be in front of you or take you out on a date, they can tap into your Instagram, and already they studying your energy, and they know how to send the perfect DM to you. See, these NPCs, they know their next catch. That's why I say you have to learn this too. They like 3 people ahead of you. They know they only gonna be with you for 6 months. So they finna come in and they finna take everything they can in that 6-month time period. That's why it's so easy for them to leave. They on to the next. You like, dang, I'm still trying to fix, and they already on to the next. So these new NPCs, you guys, they're coming at you months before you even know that they're going to be there. Okay, they know, they already in your dream state. They know so much about you. It's crazy, because we have this cloud, because we have this new AI energy, because we're in a frequency or a dimension where information, okay, is just like air and water. It's readily available. It's like anybody can get it anytime, anywhere. So these NPCs no longer have to wait until they get in your presence to upload from you. They no longer have to chase you. They're now pulling you towards them. So when they do meet you at the store, guess what? You're going to be like, okay, you could call me. They done studied you all the way down to the T. Okay, before you even gave them your phone number. They already in the fifth dimension learning everything about you. So when they get with you, they already know the minute they become intimate with you, they already done locked you in. Okay. They already done locked you in. They done pulled you in. And it's like, okay, where do you go from there? Now you either going to have to deal with this energy. You're going to have to understand, okay, why am I connected to this NPC? Why am I in this relationship? If you don't know why you're in a relationship, if you don't know the zodiac of the person, listen, before you get into everything, it's like a book, you guys. It's like a book that has your whole lesson in it. Just like when it comes to high school, how they have your monthly or your I forget what they call it, the different plans that you have to take for school and stuff like that. That's just how life is. You have to come in contact with certain zodiac signs because those are the ones that are going to teach you the life lessons that you need to heal and to grow. But a lot of us waste our time with NPCs. These are people, if you're supposed to, let's say in your life, let's say your blueprint says, okay, for your lifetime, you need to date a Capricorn, a Virgo, a Sagittarius, and a Gemini. Those are the 4 signs that you date. Those are the connections that are going to bring about the life lessons that you need to move ahead. And let's say you spend your whole life with a damn Taurus. You've been with this Taurus 30 years, but you right here, yes, we've been together 30 years, y'all. Yeah, that's 30 years of lessons you haven't met. You haven't matched and you haven't passed. So 9 times out of 10, if you don't figure it out before you die, you already set up for the recycle bin. And that Taurus energy already know, guess what? I've been sent to keep her or him stuck and stagnant. And you spend years in these relationships with these entities, and they're going to do whatever it takes to keep you in that relationship because you're not growing. But they are, because they're feeding off of you. You don't see nothing in your life that's like change. You know, you're not growing financially. You just like here and there. Like when you're with the right people, you guys, you will start to experience life on a totally different level. So when it comes to who it is that we're dating, you have to pay close attention. You have to listen to your intuition. You have to listen to, if you don't have a mentor or some sort of spiritual advisor, I would strongly suggest that you invest in a mentor or a spiritual advisor, you guys, that can help you to say, okay, this person is coming into your life for a reason. Okay, that you can use some sort of guidance, right? Some sort of, oh, okay, I get why they're in my life. I understand. Some people are in relationships where no matter what they do financially, they can't get ahead. Some people are in relationships where no matter what they do health-wise, they can't get ahead. Some people are in relationships where they can't even have kids and they wondering why. Because you're matching yourself with the energy that does not match with yours. You're in an unhealthy connection. You're in a void. You're in a space and a time where nothing is moving because you're not plugged into the right energy or the right frequency. So you have to make sure that you know who it is you're dating. Is this person in my life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? Because you definitely don't want to spend even a season with somebody who in your life for a reason, when they were just supposed to come in for a split second, whatever that energy was supposed to happen and then gone. And you trying to be with them for a season or a lifetime, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Okay. So we have to make sure that we educate ourselves on who it is that we're dating. You need to know. Okay. So we need to learn our true twin energy. A lot of people like to talk about twin flames, okay? A lot of people like, oh, that's my twin flame, that's my twin flame, that's my twin flame. Now, your twin energy is going to be the opposite of the zodiac sign that you are in. I do want to teach this, but then it's kind of like, In a whole other dimension, this makes absolutely no sense, but it is what it is. I'm in a whole other dimension with this, but I still have to teach it over here. You know what I'm saying? In this dimension, the way it is. So basically, you'll take your sun sign. So if you're like, let's say you're Taurus, okay, and you want to know your opposite sign. This is the sign that balances you out, okay? You're going to look up the opposite sign from Taurus. Okay. And I think the opposite from Taurus is Scorpio. So Scorpio and Taurus are two energies. Scorpio is going to let you know like your shadow side. It's going to let you know the aspects about you that, you know, you don't really incorporate or look at, or what people don't see, you know, things of that nature. So you want to look at your opposite energy of your zodiac. Okay. When I came on here before the other day, I gave you guys, according to your zodiac, the signs that you can be compatible with as far as relationship and business. Okay. So if you're running a business and you're considering a business partner, or you're working with a business partner, you definitely want to make sure, okay, that you're with the right business partner that's going to help this business to, you know, sustain itself as well as grow. All right. So you want to make sure that you get to know what sign, or, you know, you want to look at the sign of the person to see if they mesh with yours, but you also want to see what your opposite sign is, because this is how you're going to know how to balance yourself. This is how you're going to know what aspects of you that you need to incorporate so that you can find the right person. So for example, Taurus, your opposite is Scorpio. So you will have to look at that Scorpio energy and find a way to bring that into your energy, which is crazy because Taurus is very like this, you know what I'm saying? But Scorpio is like, you know, Scorpio is like hidden, you know, Scorpio is under the table when Taurus is the table. You know what I'm saying? So it's very different energies there. So, but these are the aspects about you, Taurus, that you're going to have to learn, that you have to hide some things. Taurus will like to tell you a lot. You know, we want to be honest. We want, you know, things to be very, you know, stable. And sometimes Taurus, you have to disappear. Sometimes you have to, Scorpio is going to let it go quick. Scorpio is like, when it comes to a relationship, Scorpio is like, not working. Sorry. You know, Scorpio is at the door. Taurus is like, well, it's not working, but maybe one day, you know, it got potential and I've been here for so long, so I might as well just stay. You know, that's how Taurus is. When Scorpio is like, I'm out of here, bye. I don't care. Right? So this is why we have to learn about the opposite aspect. So whatever your zodiac sign is, all you got to do is go to Google, okay, and say, what is the opposite sign of, okay? So for example, if you are, let's see, if you are Leo, okay? If you are Leo, the opposite for you would be Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius, the aspects of Aquarius is about technology, social media. Leo, you probably shy away from social media. You probably don't really like to be seen. You don't really like to, you know, but Aquarius is saying, hey, this is the part of you that you really need to work on. Okay, this is the aspect of you that you really need to work on. You need to be seen. Leo is the star energy. So why would you not want to be seen? If you're not being seen as a Leo, then you're not in your right frequency. You're vibrating to a lower aspect of self. So Aquarius is going to come through to let you know when it comes to, you know, social media, when it comes to being very proactive in how you speak and things of that nature. You need to speak, okay, like a leader, right? You need to speak like the star that you are. So it's about being seen. Aquarius is also going to tell you about being free, you know, your freedom. Fight for your freedom. Get out there and be who you are. That's how you're going to be free. So it's going to be a very challenging energy for Leo to, you know, really get outside of their comfort zone, right? So Google whatever your sign is, and Google what is the opposite zodiac sign of your sign, and that's how you're going to know what qualities you're lacking, okay? What qualities are hidden inside of your energy, inside of your aura, and that you need to work on, right? When you are able to incorporate both aspects, because everything has a front and back, everything has an up and down, everything has a light and dark. That's just what it is. So you were made with this one-sided energy, which is your sun sign. But then now you have to look at the opposite energy that's mirroring back to you. Okay, so it's mirroring back to you things that are hidden. We're not really taught that much how to do this or how to understand this aspect of ourselves. When you are vibrating to this energy, this is why I say you have to know who you are. We know, okay, I'm Taurus, or we know, okay, I'm Capricorn. We know, okay, I'm Virgo. We know, okay, I'm Gemini. But what is your opposite sign? Where do you lack? Where are your frequencies low? Where are your weaknesses? So Gemini is probably your strength. If that's your sun sign, Gemini is your strength. That's the strongest part of you. Scorpio is your strength. That's the strongest part of you. But your opposite sign is going to show you where you need to become stronger. That's your weaker sign. That's the part of you that's kind of hindering you. That's the part of you that you don't really know about, why things aren't moving the way they should, why you're not meeting the right people, because you have to become a very balanced energy. You have to become a higher version of yourself. And people think, oh, if I go get my hair done, if I go get my nails done, if I get on a new outfit, I'm a higher version of myself. But then you know absolutely nothing about yourself. The higher version of yourself is you being in your authentic self. The higher version of yourself knows that this side of you is your strong side and this side of you is your weaker side. And then it works on that to merge both aspects so that you can become a higher version of yourself. But you can never become a higher version of yourself if you don't know your weaknesses. See, your blueprint tells you exactly what your strengths are, and it tells you what your weaknesses are. But you will never vibrate to that information if you're not doing the work on yourself. You would never know that information if you're not doing the work on yourself. We think that we have to just live this physical life, and we think we can neglect the spiritual aspect of self and still be happy and still live life. No, 2026 is starting it right now. This is all about the spiritual side of life. See, we think because we go and get the Holy Bible and wave it up in the air, we are spiritual, but you don't even know your opposite sign. You don't even know your weaknesses. But you know all about Job, and you know all about Jesus, and you know all about all of them up in there. Okay, don't make me get to naming. But you know all about them, but you know nothing about yourself. Absolutely nothing about yourself. It should register for 1 second. If I'm reading this book to and from, and I'm talking about all the books. Okay, I'm not just talking about one. I'm talking about the Quran. I'm talking about all the books. Because the one book that you need to read is inside of you. Everything you need to know is in there. You just have to know how to access it. And the way to access it, the key to that knowledge is you. You are the key. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you are, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you know none of that, you can access none of this information about yourself. Not a bit. You just become an NPC in your own life, a non-playable character in your own life. So it's all about becoming the main character in 2026. Like we discussed earlier this year, you have to become the main character, y'all. It's not about how much money you make right now. It's not. It's not about who you date, and it's not about the clothes. It's not about your nails. It's not about the type of car you drive. It's not about any of that. All of that will become null and void. Ask Beyonce. Okay? Losing money left and right. Because when it comes to your spiritual side, we've been neglecting it. We think, oh, I'm doing my spiritual side because I'm going to church or I'm listening to a sermon online. You're just listening to somebody tell you how they feel or what they interpret about a book sermon. You know, you're listening to somebody else's life. You're listening to them get their life together because, see, they probably in their purpose. Their purpose is educating you. Now, granted, it's okay for you to get the word because sometimes the word will open you up, or sometimes the word will spark something in you and say, oh, you know what? Okay, I do need to focus on that. But it doesn't make sense to listen to the word if it does not project or if it does not bring about some sort of action for us to take. Sometimes, y'all, you have to disconnect from all of it. And you have to build your own relationship with Source. You have to quiet everybody out. The word ain't always going to come from somebody else. Sometimes it's going to come from within you. Okay? It's not always going to be somebody else or something that you read or something. Sometimes it's going to be something you just know. Something that you just so happen to feel. That's where the word is going to come from. In these next couple of years, that's the word that you're going to have to listen to, because that word is telling you right now, stop eating this, stop drinking this, stop going there, stop doing this, stop doing that. That word is talking to you, but you're not giving it the value and you're not giving it the confidence that it needs because it didn't come from nobody else. We constantly, God, show me a sign. We always asking for a sign. We're always asking for some sort of confirmation. That word is that feeling you got. That's the confirmation. We shouldn't be sitting up here asking for another sign. Oh, if it's for me to do this, then show me something. Well, you know what? If it's for you to do that, the thought is in your head, boo. Do it. You know, do it. It's in your head. It's already there. You shouldn't need another, you know, when it comes to that filling out the answers A, B, C, D, you only get one choice. Put one and go from there. Excuse me. So today, you guys, we're talking about the need of accountability, okay? The need of accountability, you guys, because when it comes to our life, when it comes to what we are experiencing, we have to make sure we understand that everything that we experience is just a reaction from an action that we took. Okay? Everything that we experience is a reaction from a thought or action that you already took, a choice that you already made. So when you are consciousness and you are aware of that, then you will start to make better choices. Then you will start to take better steps. Then you will become more conscious about the steps that you take. You will become more conscious about the people that you allow in your life, the people that you date, the people that you associate yourself with. And I'm talking people need to fill out an application and be approved to hang with you, to be around you, to be intimate with you. Because I'm telling you now, you're going to have to do some deeper research on people. It's no longer about, oh, he's cute or she's cute. It's no longer about that. It's no longer about, oh, he got money or she got money. It's no longer about that. Okay? Absolutely not. Because these NPCs going to be cute. They're going to have money. Okay? They're going to be everything that your little heart desires. So you have to make sure that you are 2 steps ahead of them. You have to get with these people. You have to ask those healthy questions, y'all. You have to not be afraid. What's your credit score? A bank do it. Do you think the bank be like, oh, well, I'm not going to ask you about your credit because you might feel offended? You think the bank if you feel offended or not? The bank is like, before I get in this involvement with you, before I get in this relationship with you, there's some things I need to know. Okay? How much money you make? The bank asks you right there, how much is your annual income? If you want to break it down by month, you could do that too. If you want to include any other income like child support and Social Security, you could do that too. You need to act like the bank, because the bank is a business. And I told you, you need to run your life like the CEO of the business of you. You are the business. You cannot let people come in that you haven't done the work on, that you don't know nothing about. For what? I'm going to lay up with you and I don't know nothing about you? I don't know if you got kids. I don't know what your credit. How do I know if I want to be with you? So we have to not be afraid, you guys. We got to stop being afraid of asking those healthy questions. One woman asked me, is it okay to lie? If you want him to lie to you, if you see this as if you're out looking for a husband and you're lying to this man, you only going to put out what you're going to get back. Okay. So if you want to build a relationship on a lie, then go for it. If you don't see yourself in a future connection with this person, if he's not the one for you or she's not the one for you, then, say what you got to say. But I don't think you want to build it on a lie, because when you ask him those questions, you don't want that person responding back to you with lies. You know, one woman asked me, okay, is it okay to lie about my kids? Meaning she didn't want to let the guy know that she had kids because she felt like, you know, he may not want to pursue her after finding out that she has kids. You should tell a guy you have kids the day you meet him. Okay. Like, what in the world would make you want to denounce or deny your kids? That should be your pride and joy. Do you want to tell him you don't have an ass? Do you want to tell him you don't have boobs? No, you want to, yes, baby. So what's up, boo? You know what I'm saying? You want to show off what you value. You don't value your kids? That you want to hide and denounce your own children? Because you feel like this man may not want you, or what you think he's going to do when he finds out that you have children? It is insane. Now, I always say you may not want to introduce somebody to your kids, a woman or a guy. You know what I'm saying? You may not want to introduce them. This is just Siren speaking on the Siren Speak show. Okay. I would say wait about, at least 6 months to a year. Okay, 6 months, because it's going to give that person some time. They have to show you themselves. They have to show you themselves, okay? I want to see how men act when he get mad. I want to see all of that, because now I want to see, am I going to be bringing this energy, around my kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to see how he acts when he's frustrated. You want to see how he handles, great situations, tough situations. Like, you really want to get to know that person a lot. If you have been with them like about 6 months and things of that nature, I would say maybe at that time you can, introduce them to your kids on a public. I wouldn't say bring them to your house. I ain't saying bring them to your house. That's not what I'm saying. Absolutely, positively not. I don't think they should come to your house until they paying bills, man or woman. I'm sorry. Okay, that's just how Siren is. Listen, baby, you cannot spend the night, because you ain't gonna go to nobody hotel and stay there for free. Okay, you ain't finna come over here and stay here for free, because even I don't stay here for free. I have to pay for them lights you finna flick on. I have to pay for that water you finna flush down the toilet after that long piss. I have to pay for the light that come on in that refrigerator when you go in there to get some cold to drink. I have to pay for this whole building that we're living up inside of. So, I don't invite nobody to my house until they ready to pay some bills. Shout out to Babe. Babe, they paid the bill the first day he came to my house. Yes, he did. They paid the bill the first day he came to my house, the first day. Okay. Now, some people may feel like, hey, I'm just not ready for that. Like, I don't feel comfortable taking money from a person or accepting money from a person, then you need to deal with your masculine energies, baby. Okay. You need to work on those masculine energies, because one thing about a feminine energy, she loves to be taken care of. She loves to be supported. She loves to feel stable and secure. So if you're somebody who don't feel comfortable asking a guy for money, or asking somebody for money, or even a dude, now listen. There are women out here who will go half on the bills. You know what I'm saying? There are women out here who will pay 100% of the bills, right? And as a man, if you could barely maintain it, I would say maybe she can buy the grocery. You know what I'm saying? And cook or something, or I would say things that I would put on a woman would be, okay, buying things like the grocery or paying the lesser bills. If I was a man, I wouldn't want a woman coming to my house having to pay rent or something. Oh, you got to pay half the rent of things. Now, as a woman, a man, of course, I'm like, where's my point? But as a woman, I'm like, you got to break her in slowly on some sort of responsibility. Okay. Now, me as a woman, if I meet a dude and he's like, hey, I got bills over here. I understand you live with your mama or whatever. And, you want to come over here and spend some time with me and stuff like that. But, we need some grocery. You know what I'm saying? I don't keep grocery in my house, man. I just eat out every chance I get, but if you're going to be over here, you know what I'm saying? We're going to need some grocery. She may or may not do that. It depends. Okay. She may or may not do that, but it depends on who you dating. If you dating a man who can, then he won't ask you for that. But if you dating a man who's like, look, I need some damn help over here, girl, then guess what? He's going to ask you for that. And he has every right. You know what I'm saying? He does. He has every right. And if you are a woman and you living at his house, you staying over there or spending the night, then, do what you got to do. I personally won't. I personally won't do it, okay? I'm just telling you that if a man asks you to, contribute towards a bill and stuff, he has every right, you guys. And if you really care about him, you know what I'm saying, then you would be like, okay, I got it. We eating, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got you, boo. I got you. So yeah, we want to definitely make sure, you guys, that we are, paying attention to who it is that we are getting involved with, paying attention, making sure that these are healthy relationships, making sure that these are healthy contacts. So, you don't feel taken advantage of, or you don't feel like, what's the purpose? Like, I just wasted my time. You don't want to feel that, because then you're going to build up karma. Then you're going to build up resentment and regret. And every time you hear his or her name, you're going to do all of that, which is not good. Okay, definitely not good. So you want to make sure that you want to get yourself in a better place. I told y'all, I don't know what I did with the spray. I don't have it, but I have the spray. I need to put it in the chat. I have the spray, and shout out to those of you who were able to get it. Shout out to y'all. Okay, you want to work on your frequency. Okay, I'm telling you now. This is what I want y'all to do. For those of you who got the spray, who ordered the spray, okay. And it is the protection spray, y'all. It's to really protect and raise your vibration. If you got the spray, and let's say, if you got the spray, and let's say you spray it, and it's like, Siren, all of a sudden, this dude keep canceling on me. It's like he's not. Let me copy this and put it in the chat. He's not like really coming over. Like, I've been reaching out to him, girl. I'm telling you now, you better be glad. Okay, when I say you better be glad, you better be glad. When it's like, because a lot of people are, y'all know how it is when y'all use the sprays. When y'all use them sprays, people go to act a different, child. They can't be around you. They just, they will run away like it's nobody's business. Okay, hold on. Let me find a link, and I'm gonna put it inside of. Or can I do it like that? Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can put it in the chat, chair. So I'm gonna put the link to the spray in the chat for those of you who want to purchase the spray. Okay. But shout out to y'all. Okay, now if you this is a great way for, I think I did, I don't know. This is a great way for y'all to see if you with the right person. Okay. If you start to work on yourself and raise your frequency, and this person just like, did I do it? And this person just like, they just cannot be around you. You know what I'm saying? They just cannot be around you. They just, all of a sudden, they just start ghosting you. That's when you need to run. Okay. You need to run for the border. Okay. You really do. I don't know how to put it, y'all. I thought I did. Can anybody see it in the chat? I don't know. I think I put the link in there. Or maybe I put it in the whatchamacallit. I don't know. Okay. I don't know, y'all. I think I put it in the chat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I put the link. But anywho, when you go to spiritualcandies.com, which I just put the website. When you go to spiritualcandies.com, go to the spray, and then just go to when you go to the spray, I don't know why. Yeah, that's so weird. Go to the spray, and then go there. But if you are dating and you want to know if this person is right for you, I'm telling you now. If you want to know if they're NPC, this is like the NPC fighter, okay? Diminisher, the NPC punisher. They don't want to be around you when that frequency on. I'm telling you now. Get the spray. And if you with any, don't even say nothing to them. Just, spray yourself and see how they act. See if they leave, or, I'm going to holler at you later. I got to go. All of a sudden, he was sitting around watching TV all day. Y'all was supposed to be watching the movie together, and you go in the bathroom and you spray up real quick. And next thing you know, he like, oh, I got to go out. Don't feel good, especially if they start to feel sick or whatever. That's like a repellent. Okay. That's when your energy, they don't want they not used to that high frequency. Okay. Now, when it comes to these NPCs, y'all, when it comes to dating, these NPCs and stuff like that, they won't be able to access you. When you're using any of Spiritual Candies products, they will not be able to access you. This is why, a lot of people that I work with, we don't deal with NPCs like that. We can see them, we can recognize them, but we don't deal with them. Okay. And we'll cut them short real quick. Okay. But, one thing about these NPCs, you guys, is they don't like high frequencies. They don't like you vibrating high. That's how you know when they're around, because your energy be low. Your energy have to be low in order for them to be around you. And that's where they really want to keep you. They don't support you. It's kind of like, there's nothing like a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend who don't support the spouse, regardless of what it is that you're doing, especially if you're somebody who is trying to be an entrepreneur, you're trying to do your own thing, or maybe you somebody who you got a job, but you paying your bills or whatever, and they don't want to help you pay none of the bills and things of that nature. Y'all, these NPCs, honey, but they know how to, put it on you so you don't even ask for stuff like that. These NPCs are very wise. They know how to get around the system. They know how to manipulate the energy to make you stay. You know what I'm saying? Make you stay in that connection, make you stay with them. They already know how to do all of those outwinding type of things. So you got to be very careful. That's why I said you want to definitely work on your energy. You want to shield yourself. You want to protect yourself from these low vibrational people, because they are out here. And they are hunting harder than they have ever hunted before. Now, before, NPCs would come through and they would just like attach to you, and they'll be okay with moving on. But these NPCs are staying around a lot longer. They're hungry. Okay. When I say they're hungry, they are hungry. So this is why we find ourselves check to check, dollar to dollar. Even if you got your own business, we like dollar to dollar. Like, I don't get it. What's going on? Like, what's happening? You're going to have to look at your environment. You're going to have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You're going to have to look at that corporation, which is you. You are the business, and you're going to have to make sure that you're making the right decision with everybody who you brought into that business. If they're not helping that business to grow, you're fired. Okay. If you don't see any growth, if you don't feel like, okay, you're happy all the time, yes, it is your responsibility to make sure you're happy by choosing people that will keep you happy. Now, real quick, before we get up out of here, you guys, y'all know how I am when it comes to talking about negativity. Like, oh, Siren, I just want to get rid of all negativity. That's be the first thing that a lot of you, when we have our consultations, will say to me is, Siren, I just want to get rid of all negativity, girl. I just want to, be by myself. That's not always the healthiest thing to do. Sometimes the way to the top is through the negativity. Negativity will constantly find you if you try to ignore it or avoid it. What you have to learn about negativity is that's something you need to conquer. That's not something you need to put to the side and avoid, or I'm going to just stay to myself. No, you need to learn how to be in a room full of people vibrating low and still be in your shine. You're going to have to learn how to deal with people who are vibrating low, not run away from them. You're going to have to learn how to conquer them. So whenever you come in contact with that energy of negativity, it no longer affects you. You can sit in a room full of low vibrational people and still vibrate to your natural frequency without allowing them to drain you. So when y'all reach out to me talking about how y'all want to get rid of all of this negativity, I say, face it. Face it. Sit in a room with it until it gets uncomfortable. Not you leave. Let the negativity leave. Let the negative person leave. Let them say, oh, girl, I got to go. I'll be back. I'll be back. Let them get all antsy. Let them stay at home by themselves every day, all day, and not go out and enjoy the world. Let them do that. That's not for you to do. Okay? So how do you face this negativity? By raising your frequency. You got to raise your frequency to a point where negativity does not want to be around you. See, that's what it is that you're going to have to do. So when you guys come at me saying, I just want to get rid of all negativity, that's the first part right there, is getting rid of that thought process. Negativity is what makes you or lets you know how strong you are. If you never come in contact with negative people, you will never know how it is that you vibrate, because you're just like, I'm always around people who vibrate high, or I'm always around positive people. Positive people sometimes can be more toxic than negative people. Positive people are, oh, girl, whatever you want to do, girl. Okay, let's go. You want to do that today, boo? All right, friend, let's do that today. Okay? Somebody who's always like, yes, ma'am. No, sir. They always kissing your behind. They always, oh, I really like that. That's cute on you. I like that, friend. Knowing damn well, you know what I'm saying? But they tell you what you want to hear. They do what it is that you want to do. A negative person gonna probably always combat you, But you have to get yourself in a frequency to where you can deal with both. Well, both of them feels comfortable. I don't care if I'm in a room with a whole bunch of positive people or a room with a whole bunch of negative people. I'm going to stay in that room until I decide I don't want to be in that room no more. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm getting about it. Too many negative people in here. Oh, it's too much negativity for me. Never. Never. That means I'm going to sit there until I conquer all of that. I'm going to sit there until there's no more negativity in the room because it's going to be so uncomfortable around my light. It's not about me being uncomfortable around them. It's about them being uncomfortable around me. And this is why, you see your girl Siren. All right. I can go anywhere. I can be anywhere. But it's up to me if I want to be shifted out of my energy or not. I'm not going to let somebody come around me and kind of like distract my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they doing something stupid. So now I'm going to be mad when today I wanted to be happy all day. But now I'm mad. I'm frustrated. I'm bothered because of them. Because they said, oh, I got the power to come in and your whole day up. How about that? I don't give people that power. I used to, but I've learned how not to give people that power. Okay. So this was just a little quick, okay, in and out, you guys. We may or may not come again tomorrow. I don't know. But I know for sure it'll be Monday. But I don't know outside of that. But what I do want you guys to do is continue to work on yourself and really make sure you find out what your opposite energy is, okay? And make sure you work on those aspects of yourself. And hopefully by the next time we do come back, you guys will be vibrating about this much higher. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.